Hello and welcome to this episode of Coach's Corner. This podcast is where we talk all things deep into the world of health, fitness, business and mindset with people excelling in their game. My name is Sam Eames and this is episode 12. What if bodybuilding wasn't just about muscle, but about mastering the mind? What if the stage was less about competing with others and more about building the discipline to win against yourself? Today's guest is someone who has spent decades inside the fitness industry, leading, supporting and building a community and platform for athletes. This conversation isn't just about bodybuilding, it's about leadership, mindset, resilience and what it truly takes to stay at the top of your game in sport, business and life. Jason Woodforth, welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
How you doing?
Yeah, good mate, yeah.
Good. How's the PT session?
I just had a PT session with Dana. It was horrible.
Yeah, she kicked your ass.
Oh man, it's horrible. It'll take me another hour to recover. Yeah.
Are you training for anything specific or?
No, just life.
Just life, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nice. And how long have you been seeing Dana for?
Oh, about 4 or 5 months now.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
You're starting to notice
I
see
know.
some of your hit sessions up there sometimes.
Oh, they're just brutal, mate. They're just brutal. Yeah. So I haven't done that sort of training in probably 20 years.
Okay.
And it's just different to your weight training, even though you might do some drop sets. This functional stuff with drop sets that just go on for 15 minutes.
It wrecks you.
Yeah, it wrecks you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Cool. Right, let's jump into it. So, Jace, we met at our Cert 3 course back in 2020, actually in this room. From memory, you were doing it as a refresher.
Yes.
Yeah, with Sharon.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So take us back prior to that, before ICN, posing coaching and bodybuilding to this scale. Where did you start? What first pulled you into the fitness and also the industry?
Well, go back to 1985, and my work experience as a grade 10er was in a gym.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still work in a gym.
Yep.
Yeah, 30 or 40 years later.
Crazy, yeah.
Love it. Just it's a second home.
Yep.
It's a great community. It's a positive community. It's a healthy community, and I just love it.
Yeah.
And then I started my own studio. My supplement store back in 2004, and then in 2006 I became an importer of supplements, and then 2006 later. I had someone looking for, back then it was INBA, they said, we need a new Queensland promoter. And she goes, can you find someone? So I tried to find someone for Wayne down in Victoria. And I said, I just can't find anyone. And one of the girls said, why don't you do it? I'm like, I'm not a promoter.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, I'll give it a shot. And 19 years later, here I still am running the shows.
Yeah,
We've run some huge shows back in the day. We've run probably Australia's largest 5 shows. We had 557, our biggest show ever.
Yep.
It was just mad.
Yeah,
It was 221 girls London sports model.
Jesus.
Our novice division was 156 from memory.
Yep.
And there was 5 height classes of 30 girls. There was 10, 10, 10. And then that was one class, off you go. Next one, 10, 10, 10.
Yep.
We had to move them all around on stage. It was just an epic comp, that one.
Yeah, wow.
But they're all epic comps.
Yeah. And so that was INBA, did you say?
Yeah, and then we changed to ICN back in 2017.
Okay, like
Yeah.
a rebranding sort of thing?
No, we sort of left the organisation. Yeah,
Okay.
just to go away.
Branch off.
Yeah, branch off. We had other ways we wanted to go. They didn't want to go that way, so we've gone this way. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But the biggest change since 2007 when I took over, is back in the day it was only bodybuilding and figure. Now, which was on one day. Now that day, which is now the Saturday, we now have a Sunday show when it's a 2-day show, which includes swimsuit, bikini, sports, fitness, wellness, men's classic physique, and men's fitness. That's 8 categories that never existed before 2010. And now that's the major. Yeah.
And then we times that by each of the different age groups. Like
Yep.
it's a full on day. I don't know how you get up there and MC or host the whole thing as well. Like it's quite impressive.
Oh, I love it. My longest day of emceeing was 12 hours and 40 minutes
Yeah, it's
non-stop.
insane, yeah.
Didn't even take a toilet break.
Yep.
Yeah, so
And you stay switched on for that sort of stuff, or is it just the adrenaline?
probably a bit of adrenaline
Experience
as
as
well,
well,
and
obviously.
experience. I've been doing it for 19 years.
Yeah.
But I am giving the mic over a bit more. I normally do the mic the whole day,
Yeah.
but lately obviously
I noticed that last week, last show at the
last
Sunny
show.
Coast.
Yes,
Yeah.
Pete Moran loves it, and he's got a very similar voice to me. You wouldn't even know that we've actually changed the mic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it's a fun day because it's like a wedding.
Yeah.
There's all these people that have been getting ready for a destination, and that day comes with getting up early, hair, tan, makeup, photography, video. It's exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what did the fitness industry look like back when you first started compared to how it is now?
Oh yeah, well your aerobics and the aerobics room with your socks pulled up, big colour socks and weights was
The
just
headbands,
weights. Back in the day there was circuit classes as well with hydraulic machines. There was a lot of that sort of stuff around.
Yep.
But now today with WG30, high rocks, there's just different machinery like never before. You got your Pilates and Reformer Pilates, so very different to 30 years ago.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
What's the most common mistake you think people make in the gym?
Oh, geez. Probably starting with the correct way to do an exercise and then fading away, not realising you're doing something different. And I think I can use, say, lateral raises as an example. You start with the correct technique, and before you know it, you're going up in the weights, and you're now doing these ones. I actually see it all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, doing those. Or the other one is actually, I love the ab one with the rope, and you're pulling down, and instead of you squeezing around, you end up just doing that.
Yep.
So you're not even you're not curling in. You're just
You're overcompensating for all the other muscles as well.
Yeah. So that's probably the biggest mistake I see. But at least you're still using the muscles, but you're not using them in a way like, especially that ab one. Just by keeping yourself frozen from shoulder to hip, you're not actually squeezing around. And when we do the ab pose, that's exactly what you do. You squeeze. So you want to mimic. A lot of times you want to mimic the pose that you're doing in the posing room like you're doing in the gym. Another one is, say, bench press. Now, if you don't do some chest that actually crosses, you're not totally getting the chest fully on, because you can't get the chest fully on until your arm crosses the midsection. Okay, because I can't put my chest on. I'm doing it with the camera. I can't put my chest on here. But as I go across, now my chest comes on.
Activates more.
Yeah, activates more. Yeah. So just about not activating the muscle, even pull downs. Lat pull downs. Yep, lat pull downs and seated row. You can either do it with your arms or you can engage that back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sort of dropping the shoulders forward, nice sort of squeeze.
Yeah. You do an arm pull, or you can do usually lats. I actually did an arm workout. I had a friend of mine, she was doing a back workout. And I said, well, I'll do arms with you. She goes, what do you mean? I'm doing back. I said, don't worry, I'll make it work. And so every pull machine I used, it was just all bicep. All bicep. Yeah. By the end of this back session, my arms were toast.
Cooked,
and I did it all on back machines. Yeah.
What's an underrated exercise people should do more?
Ooh. Yeah, okay. Turkish get-ups.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, burpees.
Yep. I've seen you getting pretty good at those as well.
Yeah, I went from 3 sets of 6 with 5 kilos, right? And it just killed me, right? My first set, this is back 4 or 5 months ago, and I was so sore across the traps and through the shoulders, it was ridiculous. Then I got to 6 kilos, then 10 kilos, and then 3 sets of 10 on 15 kilos. And that would take me like 5 minutes.
Yep.
And it was just a killer.
Yep.
And then my best one RM has been 25 kilos.
Kettlebell or dumbbell?
Dumbbell.
Okay.
Yeah. But it really just worked that whole body.
It
was mad.
Yep.
Yeah. So sometimes the ugly stuff you don't want to do, it's amazing what it can do. And also just some of the functional stuff, it just changed my shape. Yeah. So do some stuff that you don't normally do that sucks. Burpees, box jumps. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's really made a difference to my quad shape. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's cool. And then obviously the plyometric side of things. Yeah.
Sorry.
The plyometric side of things.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So how do you deal with burnout?
I suppose it's just rest. Know when to rest.
Yep.
I had a session, a couple of weeks ago. It was an arm session, and I was so gassed from it. And the day before was shoulders, and was just 2 huge sessions. And I was meant to be with Dana late that day. And normally I can do my weights and then do a functional afterwards. Yep. I was so gassed. Luckily, my work called in and said, "I need you in." I said, "Great, I really." I should have just called it.
Yep.
Even but without work calling in, it was like a case of no, don't do it.
Full on.
Yeah, just know when to. With the old Kenny Rogers, know when to hold it, fold it, know when to walk away, and say no more.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why you always do burpees at the start of the session. So a little stat here. So up to 80% of personal trainers leave the industry within their first 6 months. What advice would you give to someone looking at starting off as a trainer?
Okay, yeah, very, very important one here is transition to your role slowly from your other role. Whatever you're doing, don't think you're just going to go to a busy gym and it's going to happen overnight. Ever since I was manager of a gym over at Morayfield, that's what I'd say to my PTs. And even when I had my studio back in the day, I'd say that the PTs, do this slowly. It's only going to happen slow. I know you want to have 40 clients tomorrow. It's not going to happen. It just literally never does. And that's why they fall off. They come in here and just full time straight up. It's just not going to happen. Make sure you've got a transition is what I'd recommend. And also do an online business these days so that you get the best of both happening.
Definitely.
Yeah. And always know that 2 people are always dropping off. So always be looking for 2 new people. Okay. You've got reasons for sickness. They move out of the area. There's lots of reasons why people eventually will stop money. So always be looking for your next 2 because 2 are always falling off. And I had one more point I wanted to bring up. Oh, bugger. If I do think of it, I'll come back to it because it was a fairly important one. Yeah, bang, go on.
I think maybe at like PT school, whatever you want to call it, they sell the dream, and obviously like influencers in the online space as well. They sell that online space as this big glamorous thing. You know, you can work from a laptop at your pool or in another country or something. But when you're becoming a personal trainer, like how are you going to go and train someone online if you don't even have that face-to-face experience?
100%.
That's what I found at the start. So I wanted to go online, I think my second year or something, and I was actually doing it within, I think, a year and a half, so just shy of it. As you said, like it's a massive bonus to your business, and it's like another outlet you can kind of help people with. But if you are just starting off, like don't. My advice is wouldn't go online. Get the basics done first. Get the right systems in place, and then if you do have a big influx of people, then you can slowly transition into it.
Yeah, I think use probably something like Muscle Nation as an example. It's a bit of a different example, but they came big straight away because they knew how to market online. So if you can do that with a PT business, great. But if not, that's going to be a slow transition as well. And the likes of Andrew Deasy, BK, DC, all those big trainers, they were face-to-face for years before they were able to go to Bali, which they were going to Bali, and doing everything online. That doesn't happen overnight.
No.
Yeah. Sorry, I remember the point. PTs, smile. Smile and say hello. I'm not even joking. Be the friendliest PT. Go and help spot if you've got nothing to do. And all of a sudden, when someone wants to get a PT session, chances are they're going to say, "Hey Sam, can I do some PT with you?" Yeah. And also, when you're training someone, look like you're interested. You know, when I had my studio, I'd watch one of my PTs, and he was just getting lazy and like leaning up against equipment and counting and whatnot. And I just said to him, I'll use a different name. I'd just say, "Darren, mate, you got a PT tonight?" It was a Friday night. He said, "Yeah, I have." I said, "Mate, you're being lazy, mate." He said, "Yeah, I know. Well, mate, you know what? You drive the session and they'll drive harder." I said, "I want you to go and kick this guy's ass tonight. All right? Absolutely get in his face." Anyway, did what I said. Next day I said, "How was the PT session?" "Awesome." Yeah. Your energy in will equal the PT's energy in will help the energy out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then that will also help with long-term, client retention as well,
Yeah,
And then the referrals come along. It's like, hey, you're looking pretty good after 3 months worth of progress. Who's your PT? Oh, so-and-so. Oh, he kicks my ass or she kicks my ass.
And I've been PTing for 30 years. I PT some people from my studio at home, and I'm still in their face. Don't hold it that way. Put that down. This bang. It's non-stop. I count all the way through, non-stop.
But also on the other side of that seesaw, I think you have to recognise the clients that don't necessarily want to be pushed as much.
100%.
And you have to tone back. And I feel like a good trainer and coach will tone back that intensity. And you have to become maybe a chameleon. And then you kind of, you mirror what your clients' expectations are.
And I had a client like that, actually, Caroline. And I knew she was paying me just to be there. Yeah, and so therefore we never really pushed any harder. I pushed her as hard as she wanted to be pushed. Yeah, and that's right. You got to read your client as well.
Exactly. Yeah. In your opinion, how much can a semi-decent PT make in a year? Do you think?
Oh, look, I really don't know because I've never really chatted to PTs about their income and never really been a full-time PT myself.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but look, it's not easy. Just again, it's not easy. Yeah.
No, definitely. And last one, just to sum up the fitness industry, what's one unpopular opinion you have about the fitness industry?
Oh, unpopular? Unpopular opinion.
What's something that you believe that might not be as popular or something that goes against what other people are saying?
Yeah, I'm going to have to maybe take a pass. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head.
Let's go. Yeah. Sweet. Let's chat a little bit more about the ICN.
Yep.
So you're the president of ICN Queensland.
Correct.
I know you kind of touched on it before, but how different is ICN now compared to what it was in those early days?
Oh yeah, well, like I mentioned, it was just bodybuilding and
categories.
Figure. Yeah, and now it's everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the structure of the day change much? Or
No, just the different categories.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. No, actually, no. Sorry. Back in the day, there was routines, right? And they were boring because people were just winging it on the spot. And we went about 2 years without routines. With routines. And I'm going, this is boring. They're making up on the spot. They don't know what they're doing. The music is wrong that they've picked. And the crowd isn't cheering. They're not on their feet because that one person only brought 5 or 10 people. So they might cheer for about 20 seconds, but they're the only people cheering, not the whole, everyone at the same time. So I went, I've got to drop routines. And anyway, I decided to do routines for this last show and maybe keep doing them. Anyway, Brill from Body Rip walked in and said, how was the show on the weekend? Did you do routines? I said, yeah, I did them. And he said, you whatever he called me. And I said, that's it, Brill. They're gone next show. We went like that for numbers. Just skyrocketed. The number of people that didn't want to do routines. There's the odd one that still wants to, but it actually improved the show's atmosphere because everyone was on stage all the time, the whole time, and everyone was cheering because there were so many bodies on stage. So that's one big thing.
Confidence as well, because if they know what poses or movements they have to do, because I don't know if people know, and we will touch on it a bit later on, but so you'll call out a certain pose, and then everyone, that whole lineup then does that certain pose.
And so the crowd gets to cheer for 10, 15 people on stage at once. So you've now got 150 people that know that lineup. You've got 150 people cheering rather than just 1 or 2 or 10 with an individual routine. And you also get more stage time. So instead of wasting time on just individual routines, which can go for 20 minutes if there's 20 in the lineup, you just got, I'd rather have all 20 on there for 20 minutes. That's more exciting. So that's what's changed. That's probably the biggest change. And I was the first one in the world to actually drop routines. And then my colleagues around the nation, slowly over the next 3 years, Carl, drop it. South Australia was the last because he loves routines. He's old school bodybuilding. And he finally dropped them and, it's a better way to go. It keeps the day more compact, keeps the day more exciting the whole time.
And it probably helps people, as I said before, like practice at home and throughout their prep as well. What was the biggest challenge in building ICN into the community it is now?
You know what? There's almost really no challenge back in the day, but today there's a challenge because we just kept on growing from doing what we were doing, innovating with new categories like men's physique, men's fitness, innovating with dropping the routines, music all day long, which really pumps and keeps the atmosphere. But now the challenge is more so than ever before. We've got something like 11 natural federations compared to 2 back in the day, about 5 non-natural federations compared to 2 back in the day. Now they've got 3 seasons, A, B and C, or A in May, there's a winter season now and there's a September, October season. So that's really thinned things out. So numbers are just spread out everywhere. And the challenge is the FOMO is when there's big lineups, when there's big spectators going mad. But now we're finding out we've got smaller shows. We're still the biggest of all the natty federations, but we've got natty federations now with just doing, say, 12 competitors. They want to start, a new federation or grab one from the States like OCB, but they've only got 30 people in the whole entire show. That's not creating the FOMO. So our biggest challenge at the moment is how to keep creating the FOMO, given those factors that were never a factor just 5 years ago.
And the new categories are definitely helping with that?
No.
Complete opposite.
Nothing. The only thing's helping, like we had someone try to do a startup show this year and they cancelled it. Didn't even get off the ground. Because there's just too many federations. And numbers, strangely, in 2025, just across the board, even though there's been the thinning out and the more federations, for some reason in Queensland and New South Wales, there's a lot less people competing or getting ready for a show. I don't know if you've noticed, we've only found 2 people here that are prepping for this season B, whereas normally there'd be a dozen. I can't spot any other than these 2 people. So, and I've got a mate of mine who's a gym. He said, mate, I'm the same. We've got 1 person. We normally have like 10. So just strangely, all in the same year, every federation just down.
Do you think it might be a cost of living thing?
Oh, there's cost of living. There's PTs are leaving the industry. They're just going to look after Joe Average. There's a lot of that because comp prep, a lot of comp prep people already is not easy.
It takes a lot. So you sort of touched on it, but how do you balance keeping the federation competitive while also making it welcoming for first-time athletes?
I would like to think we're very welcoming for first-time athletes. We get them to the posing classes first, and we treat everybody the same. It's as simple as that.
So in your role, how do you deal with criticism or disagreements from athletes, coaches, or the community?
Well, it's normally the athlete that thought they deserved to be higher placed. And I had never forget back, I think it's 2010, Doug was his name, he started with D. And anyway, he came fourth, and he was clearly fourth. And we're walking around towards my shop because he'd come over to see me have a chat. And he goes, "But Jason, wasn't I third?" I said, "No, mate, you were clearly fourth." He goes, "Oh, really?" "Yeah." And he got it after a bit of a chat with him. I had a guy, he sponsored our show, and he clearly was 10 kilos overweight. Anyway, he rang me up and said, "Mate, I didn't get placed because I sponsored your show." I said, "Dude, wait, wouldn't you think that I'd want you to place because you sponsored my show?"
So he think it was more of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, how could that be a conflict, right? So anyway, he ends up coming back 2 years later. I didn't even recognise him, right? He's shredded. He said, "I got it." I said, "Who are you?" He said, "Such and such." I said, "Oh, yes, you are." So, sometimes it's the Homer Simpson effect. Like, they're in the mirror and they're going, duh, 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 thinking they're like Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, you're not. You've got more work to do. Yeah. Some take it on board just like that. Just go, "Yeah, I saw that.
Because you guys give feedback to the competitors afterwards.
Yeah. And one thing I do ask them for feedback, send in your pictures, blah, 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 is what do you think you need to do? So it's always interesting. Yep. Some come back with it absolutely nailed. If someone say, just go and do the work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then do you have some that come back and say, "Nothing, I'm going to win"? Or
No. Well, they're just some
a lot more confident in what they should be.
Yeah. Well, I had one girl. We gave her the feedback, and she just for 2 years completely it just bugged her. She just felt that she was not. She was in the top 5, and I said, "No, you weren't." And then anyway, she comes back 2 years later, again shredded. There you go. That's what we said. She goes, "Yeah, no, I got it now." Oh, man. Yeah.
So in all your years around competitors, what's the most extreme or strangest thing you've seen someone do for the sake of a show?
Extreme would be eating 600 calories a day.
Okay.
Posing, some of the most unbelievable, what are you thinking posing I've ever seen. Yeah, there's an art to it, and we're going to show that soon. But just posing. And with posing, get 2 or 3 coaches to look at you. Don't just do one, just to make sure. Your diet and training, just use one coach because they're going to match the 2 up. But posing, I've always said, get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 coaches to look at you.
What about on the day when they're up on stage? Like, have you ever seen someone walk out on their hands, or do a handstand or something? Or
yeah, I had a guy in Darwin, cocky guy, walks on, he likes chewing gums, walks on like this, and he had something cut in the back of his hair, turns around and goes, "Yeah," and then gets the pose, and then he's just posing all over the place. And he didn't, and he would have had 40 people in the crowd, and they were going off for him. Didn't even place.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, calm down. You can be confident, but a humble confident, not a cocky.
Not the arrogance.
Yeah, the arrogance. I've never seen anything like it. No one's matched him. Oh, jeez.
So chatting a little bit more about the athlete experience, when you strip away the tans, the trophies, and the lights, why do people really choose to prep for a show? And what do you think the deeper drive behind it is?
So there's 2. There's one that I want to win, or I want to place, and the other one is I want to just put the best version of me on stage. And as I say to people, that's the reason to compete. Number 1, put the best version of you on stage, and you will be a winner. Because it's you versus you. The moment you say, "I've got to win," well, the moment you come second, you're a loser. Okay? Don't put the pressure on yourself, and don't have the coach put the pressure on you of becoming a pro overnight, or just winning a division, or winning an overall, or getting one of the swords, the coveted swords. Is just put the best version of you on stage, and that's winning. I've competed 3 times. Best version of myself was when I competed the 3rd time, I was 44 at the time. 15 years ago, and funnily enough, in our group chat, someone just put a photo of my very first competition up today. But I put the best version of me on. I had a ball. Yeah. I couldn't lose.
You enjoy it more.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great. Flew down to Sydney same day back. Had a ball. Yeah. Didn't even place top 5. Didn't care.
Why do you think someone might be doing a show for the wrong reason?
Validation. To validate themselves. Best version of you is validating yourself. Yeah.
Interesting.
And think about it. If you need validation about your body, well, then that's a worry. That's a red flag that you've got some
mental.
yeah, we wouldn't call them mental, but certainly, validation issues. You don't need that. Yeah.
From the moment an athlete signs up for ICN to the moment they step on stage, what journey do you hope that they go through?
A good one, an easy one.
Yeah.
Like I also say is that the problem with comp prep is to lose that 10 kilos is different to the 10 kilos you lost 2 or 3 years ago because you're 10 kilos overweight, or say 20 kilos, and you lost 10 kilos. Did you cry, whinge, bitch, and moan to lose those 10? Most likely not. You just ate less calories and you trained a bit more, okay? As soon as people put comp prep for weight loss, they're like, it's comp prep, it's going to do my head in. No, it's just losing 10 kilos. Yeah. So it's just make it easy. It should be easy. If it's not easy, you probably need to change coaches. Yeah.
And then what about people who don't have coaches?
Oh, you don't need a coach.
Okay.
Yeah. I did my 3 without a coach. Yep. But if you don't know what you're doing and you need accountability, grab a coach.
Definitely.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, could I have done better with a coach? Most likely, but I was more than happy with what I did. Yeah. And there's some really good coaches around the moment, like the likes of Joey, BK, DC, DZ. There's just so many I could name. A lot of good coaches around.
From a coach, and for myself, from a coach and also a partner of someone that has done it, prep can be pretty brutal. It pushes you past comfort, past hunger, and past exhaustion. Why do you think people voluntarily choose to go through that suffering?
Well, again, back to my point, is it should be easy. So, like, for example, today I have not had breakfast yet, and I've done a grueling session with Dana, and now I'm doing the podcast with you, and have I complained about not eating yet? No, I'll eat sometime soon. Yep. So the best thing I ever did was started fasting on a Sunday when I had my shows, so that I didn't have to go to the toilet at all, right? And then I just carried on those Sundays, and now I do it Saturday and Sunday. If I have a 2-day show on, I'll eat Friday night, and then I won't eat again until Saturday night, and then won't eat again until Sunday night on a 2-day show.
So you kind of condition yourself to...
Yeah, and so food is just fuel to me. And if you start eating 6 meals a day, back in the day when I did eat 6 meals a day, I was like, I knew when the 3-hour mark came up. Something's going, that 3 hours is up. Where's my food? Now it's like, let's just eat when I get the chance to. Yeah. So use food as fuel. And don't think you're going to die. You're not going to starve to death. You're not going to die. Yeah. And also, actually, make sure you're eating enough food. That's the other thing is you should be eating enough food. Again, make sure you've got the right coach so it's easy.
Do you see a difference between athletes who compete in ICN versus other federations in terms of mindset, culture, or values?
No. The difference really is just natural and non-natural feds.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all there to sort of put their best body on stage. Yeah.
Have you noticed competitors using prep as a way to deal with something else in their life, whether it's a breakup or loss or search for a meaning?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, the search for the meaning can sometimes also be that validation point.
Definitely.
But also a breakup. We get lots of breakups. Yeah. So sometimes during comp prep, sometimes that's why they're prepping. The big thing is on comp day, or that comp, say 2 weeks either side, the number of people that move house is amazing.
Really?
Yeah, because comp prep brings a lot of positivity and a lot of good change, right? Because you're looking better. That's a fact. You're looking better, right? Get job promotions, or you get a new job, or all of a sudden you want to move because everything is going well in your life.
You've had a cleanse.
Yeah, you had a cleanse, and we had shirts not turn up one comp. They turn up the day after. And thought I got to send out these 100 shirts, right? Anyway, I sent an email out first. What's your address if it's changed? 20 people had changed address in the last week.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a completely different mindset.
Yeah. So people do a comp prep. Guarantee you, great things happen. They just do. The number of stories I hear, just fantastic.
That's cool. What's the most inspiring competitor story you've witnessed through ICN?
I'm going to use Kyle.
Really?
Yeah. So Kyle with Downs and started at 98 kilos, stepped on stage in his first show at 57, I think, and then at 55. And that difference between his first show and second show, that's an amazing body. And like with you training him, he from one skip that he could not even do one skip. Now he's 60, 70 skips in a row.
This wasn't facilitated, but I actually brought his video today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I I have to move it
Oh,
because of
here you go. Everything in my life is in twos. I bring this up, and you've got this ready to roll.
This wasn't planned
Turn
either.
it up. Oh, look at this. This is just awesome.
I'll keep the sound off just because of the copyright stuff, but
Oh, right, yep.
and I'll have this little video planned. We won't watch the full 5 minutes, but
This is to Rocky. It is just the best.
the thing that gives me goosebumps, Jace, is when the Rocky starts playing and you're like, we had a.
Yeah. Oh, on the stage.
Turn it up.
Yeah. So we played. Oh, that's right. That's on the stage. Yeah. I was with that. Yeah. So we put it on the big screen at one of the shows, and it's to the Rocky song, and we just loud. Yeah, it was
Just let
awesome.
it go.
This was just awesome. That's the best. It's
Another day in the office.
Just so cool. And I think he ends with a kiss, doesn't he? Look at that. That is just awesome.
You were called younger there, Jace.
That little leg twist, he did that himself. Like, all of a sudden, he starts doing it. He's never done that before. Now, the other thing we're doing with other thing we're trying to do is mind-muscle connection.
Yep.
Yeah, trying to get his muscles to be switched on, not just in the position, but really get those muscles on.
And it goes off what you said before about the bicep curls. Starting off with the bicep curls, my muscle connection in the gym, and then that helps with the posing.
Yeah. He's got a wicked tricep.
Look at those triceps, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't hold it quite right there, but he has got a wicked tricep on that side. Well, there he goes. Love that little leg twist. And we're working on his abdominals
Yeah, you struggle with
in
that,
in a different way to try and get them switched on. So what he can do now already is even better than that. I think he didn't get too many, did he? Because he can do like at that stage. He can do
50
like,
was his PB.
yeah, I think 50 was PB that time. That was awesome. I watched this 1,000 times.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that photo of him on a treadmill. It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
So what, I guess little side note here, what was your biggest difficulties training Kyle for posing compared to,
Yeah, well, someone that's got the mind-muscle connection because they don't have that physical challenge, it has been hard. So his right arm, he can get on both the bicep and tricep, but we're still really struggling to get the left on. And we do do it towards the camera. We do this and try and get both on. He can get the left on that way. He still just can't get that right one.
Yep.
And that's hence when he gets up in this position. So we're just trying to work on his mind-muscle connection and working what can we do to try and get it on. Like at the moment when he does his ab ones, I give him a bit of a tickle. And it tenses up,
Yeah.
because he goes like that. So just trying to work out how we can get that mind-muscle connection working.
Yeah. And that goes back to your, as you said before, like as I said, the bicep curls, the abs.
Yep.
Definitely. Cool. So you've spoken about how bodybuilding is discipline made visible. For those who've never seen what happens on the stage, it's not just about lifting heavy weights, it's how you present it. So how would you explain posing to someone outside of the sport?
Posing is not that hard, but it's first time up. It can be a bit daunting. But as you'll see, someone who started just 6 weeks ago and where she is now, which we'll see shortly, as long as you just repetition. It's like I say in class, I say, it's like Latin dancing. The very first time you turn up and they show you the dance you can do, you go, I can't do that. Well, not today. We're going to break it down. And by the 6 week mark, wow, I can do that. Yeah. So it's just repetition. Yeah.
I guess like anything, eh?
It's just like, And also, sorry, I call it a dance. I'm almost like a dance instructor because it's a routine and it's step movements and arm placements. Yeah.
That's true, yeah, never thought of it like that. So most people think posing is just flexing, but it's actually a skill and an art form. How much of someone's success on stage comes down to posing?
The best body is to win unless the posing is absolutely horrible, is what I say to my judges. The best body still has to win. But if you've got two identical bodies and one's presented slightly better than the other, the one that presents it better is going to win. Yep.
Cool. Well, I think that's a perfect moment to actually show people what we're talking about. So we'll head up to the posing room and jump into it.
Cool.
All right, guys, into the posing session with Jade. Jade is actually taking the stage in a few weeks and is kindly helping us with the posing session for today. So, Jason, for someone at home who's never seen this up close, what's the first thing you look for in a competitor's pose?
We're looking for the balance in the symmetry of the body, okay? And holding each pose as a balanced, symmetrical pose, not leaning over too far, not leaning backwards, not having one arm up, one arm down. So getting the symmetry is so important. Yep.
Yeah, cool. And what are the key things the judges are watching for?
Well, that's it. It's the balance. But like in models, we're looking at different things because we've got bikini, we've got sports, we've got wellness, we've got fitness, we've got miss figure. So for wellness, it's a stronger lower body than the upper body, where sports is balanced. Okay, so there's different criteria for different categories. And then you go into the males, you've got men's fitness, which is probably my sort of style body, versus a bodybuilder who's big and bulky, into classic physique, holding very classical poses. So there's a lot of differences in each category.
Yeah. Cool. And where do most athletes go wrong with posing?
Probably not getting enough posing coaches' eyes on them. Yeah, one thing I always recommend is get lots of posing coaches looking at you. Yeah, like I just had Jade here do a session with Beck. Whilst I've been doing some posing with her, I said, I need another set of eyes on you. Yeah, and did Beck pick up a few things?
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Sweet. And last one, how important is it breathing and composure while holding these positions?
Yeah, breathing is a very important one. Is that it should be more relaxed. Like even doing bodybuilding poses, you should not have to breathe. I actually had a young fellow one time, and every pose he did, like side tricep, and I was like, two. It's like, hang on a second. Yeah, so I've got my arms on right now. I've put my legs on. I've got my abs on, and I'm just breathing, and I can move my head, and that's how easy it actually is. You've just got to make it look like you're struggling with and that's also in the bodybuilding. But in the model divisions, there should be just comfortable breathing at all times. Yeah.
All right, well, I'll step aside and you guys jump into it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is Jade's front pose, right? Now we can mess this up. This is a very nice pose. She's well balanced. To mess this up, Jade will just get you to drop really down on the hip. Yep. And pull the shoulders back. And all of a sudden, we've got a yuck pose. Okay, let's fix that back up and into a nice balanced front pose. Just because, especially girls, if you've got a good hip rotation, you can really flex the hips, don't use it all. Because what you do is you end up dropping your upper half, and your upper half drops in symmetry, but your lower half stays the same. So it's very important not to be too curvaceous, so to speak, in the way you get your body. All right, quarter turn right, please, Jade. Now, once Jade's beautifully done there, let's do that again. Back in the front pose. Watch the arm flow. Beautiful. Quarter turn right. Love it. Beautiful. All right.
And again, with this pose, I can easily mess this up. I'll just get you to lean right backwards. Yep. And that's just looking awkward. And back in position.
All right.
Yep, beautiful. And quarter turn right facing the rear, please, Jade. Sweeps the hair to the side. Very important here, this pose. There is so much to see. There's from the shoulders, the delts, the back, the V taper here, the quad sweep on the outside. And to get the quad sweep, which we'll be able to pick up that other, but is you turn the toes outwards. And that will lead the heels in, and that will bring the quad sweep onto show. Now, to mess this pose up is pretty simple, and we'll just get you to turn that a little bit more on just there, Jade. There we go, nice. All right, lean forwards, Jade. All right, now what she's doing is she's dropping her upper symmetry from up here, which is balanced. Now we're down here, lean further forward, because this happens, and now we're down here. Okay, and with the judges being down there, it's gonna look like she's falling away. So back up into position. And let's see if she can pinch the shoulders. It's not easy to do because she poses so well. So you can see the bit of pinch there and pull up through the traps, if you can do that. Yep, well, yeah, there you go. So that's a bad pose. Like, it's not a bad pose, it's not showing off what she's actually capable of. So back into your position, reset. Nice and wide, beautiful. Quarter turn right, please, Jade. Again, holding a nice, beautifully aesthetic pose. And quarter turn right facing front. Nice use of the hand movements, beautiful.
So it's a lot more flowy.
Yeah, very flowy. And Jade, how were you on day one, which was only 4 weeks ago, compared to day? How do you feel?
I feel more flowy, confident.
Yep.
When I first started, I felt like I was a little bit robotic.
Yep.
And just like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But then practice.
Practice. I kind of say, if you go to a Latin dance class and they go, this is the dance we're going to do, you're going to, I can't do that. We practice, we break it down. So yeah, so that's your model posing.
Yeah, nice.
And then,
And then from there, it's pretty easy to step into the T pose. Nice, good.
yeah.
And then we're going to just step sideways.
Like that.
Cool. Yep. And then turn towards the back as you transfer your weight onto the other leg.
Okay.
And then you can square your hips up and then bring those hands up too. Yeah. All right, now let's fix this back pose. So
And back in the studio. So Jace, watching that makes you really realise the stage is only tip of the iceberg. Everything we see up there is the final product of months and even years of work. And seeing it live, it's clear posing is so much more than just flexing. It's timing, control, and confidence.
Absolutely, you know, that was just the model posing, let alone when you get into the figure and the bodybuilding posing and the classic. I mean, that's just next level.
Yep.
And that's all about, as we put Jade in some different positions which made it look bad, the same thing can happen with the bodybuilding where they can lean backwards, they can lean forwards, have arms too low, arms too high. There is definitely an art form to it. Yeah.
And there's lots of stage frights.
Yeah, stage fright. Actually, can I give a plug to Peter Hartwig, Hartwig. If you want to see some absolutely amazing posing, just click on him on Facebook. Peter Hartwig, amazing posing.
And he's Queensland based?
Queensland based, yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, sweet. And we also got to see Jay doing her virtual pose session as well. Did you want to talk about the virtual poses?
Yeah, that was getting another set of eyes on that virtual,
Yep.
where I put her onto Beck and I said, you need a second set of eyes apart from mine. That's what I say to you, 2 or 3 sets of eyes, not just the singular. And Beck picked up a couple of things that I'd missed. And the good thing about a lot of coaches these days, there's no ego. It's like go and see Jason's classes where we have 2, 3, 4, 5, we go up to 10 different posing coaches. And we all just bounce ideas off each other. And we're not afraid to go, oh, okay, actually I do like that. Thank you very much for the tip. We're going to change that. So it's really good.
Yeah, no, that's good. So when you're watching an athlete up there, what separates someone from who just poses from someone who really commands the stage?
Yeah, look, to command the stage, you can have the best posing. And I've got an example of where we gave a posing award to a girl that got not top 5. Her posing was amazing, but she didn't diet down for it. What really commands is being in shape and exactly what we're looking for. You can have a bit of the not best posing, but as long as you've got the banging body that hits the criteria, that separates you.
Yeah. And how competitive, like I've been to a couple of shows with Kyle and other shows I've spectated at, but how competitive is it up there between people? So, you see some clips online and stuff where someone goes for a front double bicep and they're trying to get their bicep in front. They're like knocking each other and fighting and stuff. Like, is that that's pretty common?
No, it's not too common at all. And also, we actually have tape markings down to spread them out.
Okay.
But I always see in posing classes that if ever you get yourself into that situation, right, just take an inch step backwards and have your elbows behind the other person. Because what happens there is when you're fighting, you're in a wrong position. You're all squeezed up, okay, and you're not hitting it right. And being back 1 inch won't matter. So that way you can just calmly get into your pose and not be doing the fighting.
Sit comfortably.
Yeah, but it still happens from time to time.
Yeah.
I see it in shows where people don't realise space your competitors out. Yeah, and that's the role of the MC, what he should be doing.
Yep. Has that ever led to like fights or anything you've seen, or is it your job to kind of control it and just tell people to like calm down a bit?
No, it's never led to fights, but we've only had on a few occasions where people have put their medal down on the ground and just walked off. Okay. And that's only happened 6 times in 19 years.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. So I have seen a pose down where a guy got down to do a pose and another competitor just elbowed him off the stage.
And he fell off the stage.
Yeah. I don't know what show it was, but generally speaking, it's. Yeah,
well, that's crazy. And I'll just finish off with the only reason why I'd ever do a competition is for the swords. Do you want to talk about the swords a bit? Or?
Well, again, my life is in twos, right? You mentioned yesterday. We mentioned who do I like the journey the best? I go, Kyle, you happen to have it on screen.
Yep.
Right? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You didn't know that I just got my posters ready and I've got 7 swords on the poster.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when you see the poster, it's just 7 winners from each show on the 2 posters holding up. Yeah.
No, the swords are sick.
That people love the swords.
Yeah. That's cool. And you change up the different types of swords each year?
Nope.
The same?
It's a Conan Barbarian sword after Arnie.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Is there anything else you want to talk about with ICN or bodybuilding or fitness?
No, I was just going to say, if anyone wants to learn posing, we're happy to teach posing to anybody. You don't have to be competing.
Because you have workshops all round.
Yep.
Yep.
We have workshops, not all year round, but close to it.
Okay.
But it also really, that mind-muscle connection that we've spoken about, posing really will help that workout in your workout, because you'll be more focused on, hang on a second, that's how that bicep truly works, or that back when turning it on, etc.
So they have to be doing a show? Or
No,
you
you just be just a random person say, can I just learn a pose? Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And it's best to find out those dates and stuff through like the Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook. Look, you can send me a message on Messenger, Jason Woodforth, or you can just contact the Insta page.
Yes.
But we'll not have any posing classes now till at least probably January, and then we'll kick them off again.
Because you got a show coming up in 3 weeks?
We've got one in 1 week. Actually, we've got Coffs Harbour tomorrow, Townsville the next Saturday, the next Sunday after that, Sunny Coast, and the Sunday after that, the big Queensland state titles.
That's at the Sleeman Centre.
Yeah.
That's a big one, eh?
Yep.
Cool. All right, we'll start to wrap it up a little bit. So a couple of rapid fire questions. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
That's not too crazy. If you weren't doing this, what do you think you'd be doing?
Nothing. I'm doing this.
This is
It's been 40 years. This is my passion.
What's a popular reason someone should not do a bodybuilding show?
Doing it for the wrong reason, and that could, like as I think spoke about earlier.
Validation.
Yep.
Most annoying thing people do in the gym?
Take their gym bags around with them.
That's annoying, eh?
Yeah, it really is.
There's so much lockers, so much space.
Yeah. What are you taking your whole bag for?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. No, I agree. What's one supplement you wouldn't go without?
Normally, very few supplements I do use, but at the moment I'm using a creatine, glutamine, carnitine, amino acids stack with some coenzyme Q10, B3, and one other. Can't even think of it. But I'm very light on supplements.
Yep. And is that all like as one drink or one product, or are they
yeah,
all
no,
separated?
that's 4 different. Yeah, just
It's all in one go.
Yep.
What do you think one gym rule is that everyone should follow? apart from the bags?
Yeah, well, put your weights away. Yeah, it's not too bad, but at the same time, you look at the mess that people leave. It's like, come on, you know. Well, you know, we go to the posing room sometimes, which is where we were, and there's a set of 12s in there the other day. I said, you brought them up here.
Take them back.
Take them back. Yeah.
Bit of etiquette.
Yeah.
For you, Jace, what does success look like?
Being happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In life and business, or just in general?
Just in general.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then last piece of advice for athletes stepping on the stage for the first time, what advice would you give them to settle their nerves and own the moment?
Sometimes there's no help in settling the nerves.
Okay.
I MC down the front there, and for all the posing classes, some they do. You'll see, girls are worse than the guys. You'll just see them shaking, and there's nothing. They're just so nervous. But that's normally just the first round when they come out. Normally, when they come back the second time,
Adrenaline rolls
they're
off.
a bit better. Yeah, but just pretend there's no one out there.
Okay. We can't see anyone anyway.
No, exactly, that's right.
Well, that
Yeah.
blows lights up.
At best, you can see the front row and the judges.
Yep.
After that, it's just pitch black.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got so much lighting in your
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's probably not a thing, but have you ever heard of anyone having to take like a shot or anything before going up on stage? Calm the nerves, like alcohol?
Oh, no, they'll take that mainly to actually get the veins out, more so than the nerves.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sugars,
Dehydration, obviously.
the sugars and alcohol will just pump the veins.
Yep.
Yeah.
True. So what's someone's like go-to drink like beforehand?
They'll normally use some arginine or just water, or even sometimes orange juice or a Powerade.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of different drinks used.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, I think that's a good spot to wrap it up, Jace.
Yep.
Thank you
Cool.
again for the chat today. Was anything else you wanted to plug?
No. Happy, mate. Plug you. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate it, mate. Thanks. I'll chuck up obviously the ICN stuff as well up on the text on the screen. So I think you kind of touched on it before, but if you just want to give them another shout out, if people want some posing training or more information about ICN, what should they do?
They'll contact me via, email qld@icompetenatural.com. Yep.
Yeah, cool. And cool. So if you found value in today's episode, the best way to support the show is by hitting subscribe. It helps me stay motivated knowing this content is providing value for you, and this keeps the episodes coming. You can follow along on Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook at Coach's Corner Podcast. And on YouTube, it's under Sam Eames Fitness. Currently, my YouTube has been taken down, so I'm in the process of appealing and getting it back up and running again.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I got an email the other day saying that I breached some policies. The algorithm picked up on some stuff, and I was in the same category as promoting pornography. I was promoting terrorist organisations.
Oh, jeez.
And I was a scammer.
It's out of control.
And I was like, what the fuck? So yeah,
YouTube's out of
I'm
control.
literally 2 weeks now, which sucks because I'm going to have to go back and hopefully get this YouTube account up and going. If not, I'll just make a new YouTube. But yeah, that's been 2 weeks now and I haven't heard anything, so it's not looking good. But it's still on Spotify, which is great. Thank you to anyone that listens. I appreciate your time, your attention, and your support. And thank you again, Jason, for the chat, and Jade for the demonstration. Catch you on the next episode of Coach's Corner. Thanks, guys.